for free. Netta.
Thank you so much, Evan. And now the Senate narrowly passed the president's One Big Beautiful Bill, as it's being called. So the votes were tied at 50-50, and then Vice President J.D. Vance cast that tiebreaker, so 51-50. The sweeping spending bill now returns to the House, where House Speaker Mike Johnson is hoping for a vote as soon as today, possibly. So we want to discuss how this bill could impact San Diego families. We have L Sasaki joining us this morning, the president and CEO of United Way, San Diego County. Nancy, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to see you too.
So before we get into how the bill might impact you, let's talk about what the United Way of San Diego County does.
Yeah, so in a really nutshell here, United Way is doing education and economic mobility. So in education, we're helping kids reach reading proficiency, and we're also helping the older kids with regard to career choices and being aware of what's available to them. Economic mobility, we're helping people with their budgets through Spark Point. We're also helping them understand banking, and we do tax credit and child tax credit work for tax preparation.
Okay, I see. So let's talk about this bill. You know, with the 51-50 passing in Senate, still has to go to the House before it can go to the president's desk. But what are your thoughts right now? What do you think this will do for United Way, or what funding might be impacted?
Well, you know, it's constantly changing, as we know, and we don't know all of the details. We know what came out of the Senate. We don't know what the House will do. And so there's still a little bit that's unknown. What we're really concerned about is when you're talking about cuts to Medicaid, how will that impact families and their health care? Because once they have, you know, a high medical bill, or they're not able to seek help until they're farther along in their illness, how do we talk with them about financing their budgets? How do we talk with them about what they can do with this big, huge medical expense? And on the other side, in our education work, what are we going to do with kids who come to school hungry? In SNAP, if they get cut from the rolls and they don't have food access, it's hard to learn when you're really hungry.
Okay. As far as obviously the medical impacts on San Diego families, senior citizens, kids, I mean, to delay your medical care because you're worried about the bills, we've seen that affect people in many ways. If you could describe what that might do.
Yeah, absolutely. People already delay getting medical help when they feel something's wrong. But if you know it's going to be a big ticket item, you might delay even more. So instead of going in when it's early care, where you might be able to get it taken care of, you might wait, and now it's going to put you in potentially a life or death situation. And that's where we don't want people to go. That's where we have been able to help a lot of people. We have 1 million people in San Diego County who rely on Medicaid. I don't know what percentage of those will be impacted by what comes out of this bill.
1 million people who are likely concerned now. I mean, are you getting calls and questions from so many people wondering what's going to happen?
Absolutely, because they don't know, and it's going to impact everything from, you know, just your basic health care to nursing care. And nursing homes also rely on Medicaid.
Oh, that makes sense. As far as what goes on with kids, I know you do a lot for the kids here in San Diego, too. The meal programs, all of that. Would that be at risk? What are you seeing?
Absolutely. So SNAP is on the line in terms of cuts there. And a lot of the cuts have to do with the new regulations that people would need to apply for. Some may choose to try to jump through all those hoops, and some may not. So we'll see some kids getting cut from food supplies and the necessary food that they need. And again, when they come into school and they're hungry, but they're hungry and they couldn't sleep, they're tired, they're hungry, they're not going to be able to learn as effectively.
How many families rely on this?
Yeah, so we have 129,000 kids in our county that rely on SNAP.
Okay, and for that funding, I mean, that affects their family's ability to provide food for these kids,
Absolutely.
right?
I mean, it's per child that you get credits for food and food supports. So you're talking about more kids than just one. You're talking about the family. There's probably trying to figure out how to split the food that they get.
Okay. What other government programs do you think might be at risk? Any other?
There are quite a few that are still at risk, and again, we're looking to see what's going to happen. One of the ones that we were watching very closely, because we run the Earned Income Tax Credit Coalition here in San San Diego County. There were going to be changes there. Apparently, cross my fingers, apparently they have not been affected in this particular bill. So we'll still be watching.
Okay, of course, a lot to come out of all of this. In the meantime, if people at home are watching, they want to try to help out, what can they do?
There's several things. One would be to dig into the bill, find out what is in there. Still contact your elected officials, but also look and see which organizations are going to be most affected by these cuts, and open up your pocketbook, open up your heart, and give generously like we usually do.
All right, Nancy, thank you for your time.